Hey, Coach Cam here. On this video, I wanted to talk to you about our simple but powerful compensation plan. Your commission percentages increases as you complete more funded returns throughout the tax season, and you're not locked into one rate. So bear with me, hang with me, because it's going to be short but powerful. I want you to really grasp and understand how we get paid here. Now, I'm only going to talk about this one way, and this is from your personal returns that you prepare. But there's five other ways that we get paid here. And at the end, I'll show you how to get access to the information that explain the other ways that we get paid. But without any further ado, let me go ahead and jump right into it. So we have what I like to call a tiered compensation plan. So if you're a brand new preparer, never done a tax return before, just getting into this industry with no experience, then we're going to start you off at our 50% commission rate, meaning if you charge $400 for a preparation fee, that preparation fee will be split 50-50 between you and Prosperity Tax Solutions. So, but you don't stay there. That's just the starting point. Check this out. You're there for your first 10 returns. So 1 through 10, you're at 50%. All right, 11 through 25, you're at 60%. Once you have 26 funded returns, you're now at 70%. Once you get 51, you're at 80%, 101, 85%, and over 200, you're at 90%. Now, we can go from 50% all the way up to 90% in most of the industry. All right, when there's a revenue split, no one allows you to get 90% of the revenue. I think we're the only one doing it like this, and I'm so super excited about that. But I know that didn't sound all right. That might not have gotten you excited, all right? But let me put it into perspective. I was recently talking to someone, and they said I was trying to recruit them over, bring them over to Prosperity Tax Solutions, and they said, well, I'm at a 50%, I mean a 70% contract right now where I'm at. So let's look at this. They told me that the average preparation fee that they was charging was $375, right? They also told me that they did 150 returns, personal returns last year, and they told me that they were at a 70% commission. So why would they want to start with working with a company that starts you off at 50%? Well, let's do the math. All right. So they were at 70%, but they were locked into 70%. That was for the entire season. And if they start the next season with that same company, they'll still be at 70%. All right. 70% of the 375 is 260, 250. If you multiply that by the 150 returns they did, as you can see here, they made $39,375. Not bad. I ain't mad at it. That's 90 to 120 days, right? That's a full-time salary in 3 months, 3 to 4 months. So I'm not mad at that at all. That's great money. But let's compare that to our tiered compensation plan, right? So if they started off at 50%, they first 10 returns, they're making 50%. They would have made 1875. All right. The next 11 through 25, they would have been at 60% and they would have made 3375, right? So you can see how it goes. I'm not going to hit everyone, but by the time they get down here to the last 50 returns, they're at 85%, making 318.75 per return. So when you add all of that up, they made 42,750. So you can see how even starting at a lower rate, they would have made more money because the way our compensation plan is set up, you're going to continue to grow or get increases, I should say, through the compensation plan as your production increases. So you have the potential, you have the ability to make a lot more money with this. But with that being said, if that person comes over to us, remember I said the 50% is for a brand new person with no experience. So if that same person had came over to us, guess what? We would have started them off at 70%, just like they were already at, because we see they got the client base, we see they got the experience. But they still get to progress through the compensation plan. So let's take a look. They would have started off at 70% and they would have stayed there until they hit 51 funded returns, and then they would have got the bump to 80, just like in the previous scenario. See, once you get to 51, you're bumped to 80. So they still going to get their increases when they meet those minimum requirements. All right. So by the time they got to 100 and one, they're now at 85%. But if you look at it, we also offer bonuses. Anytime you do 50 or more funded returns, you're going to pick up an additional $10 per return. Okay, an additional $10. And we go back to number one. Once you get to 50, if you do 150 returns, we're going to give you that $10 on all 150 returns, but you have to get a minimum of 50 funded returns to qualify for the bonus. So now when you add that in there, that's an additional $1,500. We're talking about $45,562.50, whereas they made 39,000 last year. So you can see how at first glance it may seem like you're stepping back, but really you're stepping up. You're making more money inside this compensation plan. Plus, we're not going to start you off at 50 if you have that experience. So a brand new person with no experience could have came in and made more money than that person did at the other company last year. So I'm excited about that. And that, I did include the bonuses, but that did not include the overrides. All right. Because here you also have the ability to hire and recruit people and earn additional money. So like I said, we have your personal production, you're going to earn off of that. If you build a team, hire and recruit some more people, you're going to earn overrides. We also have affiliate situations like credit repair and different things you can offer and earn commissions there at the same rate you're at with the tax preparation commission. So, for example, if you had a 70% commission rate, if you offer our credit repair services, you're going to earn 70% there as well. And we also have when you recruit people, when they get started and they pay their initial fee, guess what? You earn a percentage of that as well. So it's so much money on the table. I just wanted to touch base and talk about the personal production, but there's so much other money on the table. Now, there's an investment to get started with us. It's $199.97. So this same person said, well, I got started for free with my other opportunity. And I looked at them and said, no, you didn't. Because as you could see in our program, you would have made $6,187.50 more money working with us. So you didn't get started for free. All right. You didn't pay anything out of pocket to get started, but that program cost you $6,187.50. That's what you left on the table. So see, nothing is free in this industry. It's just a matter of how it's packaged and presented to you. In that scenario, they presented you with a free opportunity that cost you $6,187.50. So don't trip over dollars to pick up dimes, is what I like to say. And with that being said, listen, if you want to complete details on how all five of our income opportunities work, like I said, we have 5 different ways we get paid and a complete breakdown on that, along with our phenomenal income calculator. Yes, we have an income calculator where you can plug in your goals and it'll generate a number and show you how much you can potentially make this tax season. Just watch the video that's titled How to Make 30K in 120 Days Without Quitting Your Job. All right, make sure you watch that video for all the other details. Thank you for watching. I look forward to working with you.